Hey guys, it's JayCee Chandler back again. Back here with some more napkins. You guys know I'm on a decoupage frenzy right now. I've done some jewelry boxes and some, oh my gosh, some coasters recently. I'll show you those in a little bit. But they are coasters that I did a little while ago, so I decided to go back to them. So today I got some napkins in. I'm not going to do a whole haul, but what I am going to do, let me see if I can get this straight. Let's see. All right, what I am going to do is show you some napkins, and we're going to work on some decoupaging, a couple of different wood shapes that are kind of out of the box, right? All right, so first of all, thank you guys to all you subscribers and everyone that is clicking play to watch my videos. I really appreciate each and every single one of you. I am going to probably start a membership soon. I'm trying to work on some of the behind the scenes stuff. If it sounds like something that you're interested in, to get some exclusive member only videos, I'd love to hear your feedback. If you could just put a comment below and let me know what it is you'd like to see in the members only format, and I'd really appreciate it. You can reach out to me directly if you want to, or you can put it in the comments. Either way will be fine. All right, without any further ado, let me show you what I got going on. So here's a napkin that I've been working with and decided, you know what, I'm going to use that today. So I believe this one I got from Ollie's a little while ago. That's where I think I got this one from. Can't really remember. I think so. You'll see a video with this picture, the image of this napkin, probably as the thumbnail. So go back to that video and you'll see where I got it from. Here's a napkin that I got from Temu. This is my most recent haul. I do have several in that order that I have not shown just yet, but here's one of them, and I think I'm gonna use one of these today. And here's another one, which I am loving, and I'm going to use today as well. Possibly today. Well, we'll see. All right, so what I have here also are some wood blanks. So these are some coasters that I have put some double-sided tape on. Yes, decoupaging with double-sided tape. That's just how I'm doing some stuff today. I feel like it saves on time. I'll show you why. And it's not as messy. And these are these wood blanks. And then I have a couple of bookmarks that I've also put some tape on. So double-sided tape. You're also going to want to file, and I think that's it. I have some clear glue that I'm working with. This will be my first time working with it. This is the Ahhhmazing glue clear. I got a large gallon of it because I am on a decoupage frenzy, like I said, and I'd rather use this glue than the Mod Podge. So we'll see. Hopefully this will work out. And then of course I will be sealing them with probably an acrylic spray, but that's another video. All right, let me move this to the side. I'm gonna move this to the side. Let's start off with the keychains. I really wanna make some keychains that are really different and cute. So first thing I did was I've already filed the edges of my tape, and I'm going to show you just for demonstration. If you haven't seen me use double-sided tape before, I'm going to show it to you only on one of these because it's nothing special. Hold on a second. So I found this really thick one. I have a bunch of different sizes. This is about 1 inch. I think this is a 1/2 inch. This might be a 1/4 inch, and then this one's 2 inches. I'm working with the 2-inch one, and it just happens to fit perfectly across with just a teeny bit of space on here. Now, this is at an angle because I used it on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So I keep my fingers, this is just how I do it. There's no right or wrong way. Keep my fingers right on the edge so I can feel where it's landing, and then I just kind of press it down. And there you go. And I cut this off, and then I do both sides. So I'm not gonna do all that right now. I'm just gonna cut this off and put that to the side so we can get to the real deal, which is the decoupaging. The deco. All right, so first things first, once you get the tape on and you get that edge off, whatever the excess is, you file it down. Like I have a little bit of extra sticky here, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little bit more, because sometimes the tape will make the sides sticky. So that's the only downside that I have found of using the double-sided tape, but a little bit of work and it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, I'm gonna cut this napkin. You know, no waste. I'm gonna use every single bit of this as much as I can, but for today, for this one keychain, I think I'm gonna be able to use both sides, get both sides on here. See that? I might be able to get even 2 keychains. So what I'm going to do is, normally, if you are using glue to stick the napkin on, you have to worry about it bubbling. But with the double-sided tape, it doesn't actually bubble. So I'm going to peel this off. And because it's dry, I'm just gonna lay it down right here, just to get as much out of my napkin as possible. Lay it down right here. And then I'm gonna flip this over and just varnish it lightly. Now, the good thing is that I can touch it, right? And get it nice and flat. Whereas if I was gluing this, it would be wet and I couldn't touch it. So that's a plus. And you can either wet the edges with water, or you can take a light file and just do the edge like that. And then pull it off. You're gonna have to do some cleaning, right? Do a little bit of cleaning on the edges. This is a file that I have used pretty good, but it's still doing the job. Okay. Perfect. I love it, love it, love it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're gonna do the other side. Look at that. I'll get the hole punched through in a little bit, and I'll show you, because there is a hole in the keychain there. All right, so I'm gonna peel this off and do the same exact thing, and I'm going to get as much as I can out of this napkin, and so I'm gonna do it right here. Let's see. Just gonna do it right here. It doesn't matter where. Press, flipping it over, and now I'm varnishing with my fingers. And I'm just gonna go ahead. No dry time. This is why I like this double-sided tape. Y'all have seen me use double-sided tape in so many different ways, and hopefully you have been able to use it in some of those same ways. Now, the trick to using this double-sided tape is to make sure before you do get your napkin on is to get those edges nice and smooth so there's no stickiness around the edge, so there's no excess paper. So there's one side and there's the other side, and there's your keychain. Now there is a part that I'm going to do. Let's see, I do need to have this decoupaged. Let me see if I can find something to sit this on. I'm gonna sit it down here. I really need my sticky mat, but not until this dries. So let me go ahead and, you know what? I'm gonna stain this first. I'm gonna stain the edges. And I'm gonna use my stain stamps. I call them stain stamps because that's what I'm doing with them. And I'm going to just go around the edge like that. But I want a little bit around the top of the edge there so I can make it look vintage. Right, a little rustic around there. See that? Let's see a little bit. And then I get that wood. Then I'm gonna go to the other side and get some of that looking rustic. And this is while this is still dry, before I put any glue on it, right? So here's one side, and you see the little rustic on there, and then here's the other side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush some glue onto the surface of this, right? Let me do a little bit more filing because I see a little bit of edge here. There we go. So there's that. Now it's time to put some, see, I don't like that. Let me file this a little bit more. See that edge? I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit of the sticky part of the glue, of the double-sided tape. All right, so clear glue, small brush, nothing special. Use whatever you want to use. You can use Mod Podge if you want. I'm using clear glue. This is my first time using this glue. I'm not watering it down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush it on. I'm keeping it nice and in its original form, no water. And I think because I'm going to do both sides, I'm gonna do the edges too. All right, so we're gonna paint one side with glue and then the other. No bubbling, see that? There's no bubbling, whereas if it were no tape, there would be some bubbling because the moisture of the glue would make this paper ripple. That's what I mean, ripple. So let's put this in front of the fan and see if we can get it to dry, and I'm gonna work on another piece. Okay, so the next piece I wanna do is going to be, let's see about the bookmark, all right? And I think what I wanna do is this one. Make this one the bookmark. Let's see. And I'm gonna show you if you have never done, I'm sure you've done decoupage before, I'm sure. But if you haven't, first thing you wanna do is make sure you get rid of two. It may be 2 layers, could be 1, but this one might be 3 layers. Let's see. This one looks like it is a 2-layer. So you're gonna pull this off. Just go ahead and pull that off, and all you want is the colorful one, right? I keep the white one because I'm gonna do some other things with it. And because this is such a full pattern, there's no right or wrong, no front, no back, no forward, no backwards, like left or right. This is all flat pattern. I'm just gonna lay this down And I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the keychain. I'm gonna peel this off. Peel that off. And then I'm gonna just lay it down. Let me put it over here so I can get the most out of my napkin. No waste, no waste. So I'm gonna go ahead, so I got the tape. And then I'm just gonna lay it down right there. And I'm gonna flip this over so I can varnish it down. That's gonna be pretty. And I'm going to, you can either wet the edges or file it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and file the edges. Really quick and simple. And the only thing that takes the most time is waiting for the glue to dry. And I'm so happy that I decided to use this technique because it's only one short, maybe 2 coats. If you put 2 coats on, whereas this first one is just giving me a chance to work with it and get it on here. So that's just my opinion. I will use glue to decoupage, but why? Right now, for this project, there's no reason to. Not for the first layer. This is my first layer. So the glue is my first layer of sticking it to the wood. And this does have a hole as well, and we will do the hole. Now you can see just a little bit of a line there, but once you start putting the glue on and getting the, let me see if I can varnish that down. Didn't get down, but that's okay, it just overlaps a little. So just like that, that's why you see that. So let me go ahead and peel this off. That's because the tape that I was using wasn't wide enough. Let me see if I can get this varnish down. I'm gonna rub it down just a little, and maybe it won't be so visible. All right, so now I'm going to use the napkin again. This time I'm gonna lay it this way. Varnish it down. You don't really want to press too hard, but you want to make sure that you feel it nice and smooth. And this is it. Getting it ready to be glued. And there's that. I love this technique. It's inexpensive, it's quick, and when you use colorful napkins like this, you can do this with paper too, if you want. I haven't done it with paper, and I have some beautiful papers that I would probably use to do this, but I also do, what is it called? Sublimation. So I probably, if I were going to do this, if you don't have sublimation, this works for you. But I have a variety of options, and sublimation is one, and then this is another. Just for those of you who don't have a sublimation printer or heat press or don't want to go through all that, that's an option. So that's the bookmark. Let's see. This is dry on this side, so let me go ahead and get the other side, and I will also do this one. But I do want to stain my edges on this one too. So let me do this first. We're gonna stain the edges and give it some character. You can use markers, you can use paint if you want. I like the stain. Let me see, what else can you use? You can use anything you want to stain your edges, or you can leave them nice and clean. This is what it looks like after the filing, so I don't want to see that. I think staining or painting the edges gives it a finished look. like the antique look that it gives it. All right, so there's that. Close this up. And I'm going to brush some more glue on here. Now this has kind of a sheen, not much, but there's also different matte finishes you can use if you don't want this to be shiny. I think I put a little bit much on here. Go ahead and do the edges again. You can, if you want, put resin on here. That would make it really, really shiny. All right, let me go ahead and do this. Now I think I'm gonna love this clear glue just because I can see right through it now and not have to wait, because when I use Mod Podge or the white glue, it just looks white while I'm painting on it, and it's kind of hard to see where I miss. Right here I can see. All right, let me get the edges. And I'm going pretty fast, guys. You can take your time when you do this, but I'm going pretty fast because I want to show you, you know, I'm on video. Normally I would sit here and take my sweet time. I don't want this to be a long video. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna let these two dry under the fan. One moment, let me put that there. Get under the fan. Now, this one is going to be the largest piece that we're gonna work on today. I'm not gonna use this one because I don't feel like filing that edge, but I've also filed the edges on these. Now this one is more of a coaster size, so I was thinking, let's see, maybe I can put, I thought I got this napkin, I didn't take the napkin out. I can put the center, the flower in the middle right here. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So I'm going to be doing a little bit different on this one because, you know, it's gonna be a little, it won't be waste because I can use the edges of this napkin. So let's see what happens. So again, we gotta separate, because this one, even though it doesn't look like it, it is 2 plies at least. So a trick, don't know, take some tape. You can do it on both sides if you want, but I don't want to ruin this other side. So take some tape, stick it to one side, and then you can peel, right? So now I gotta open it up and peel the 2 sides. Be careful because you could very well rip it. Let's see. And when I get napkins, just so you know, if you're looking for it, I feel like I get more for my money, even though they're not that expensive, if I have 4 quarters, right? 4 quarters. So let's see if I can get this right. I'm gonna do it on both sides, and I really maybe should have done just one side, but I'm gonna do both sides because I have the tape on here already. So let me see, kind of size it up. Let me see, do it this way, that way I can kind of see what's going on. I really want this to be centered, but it's going to be what it's going to be. So I'm going to peel this off. And then I'm going to lay it down. Again, this is the benefit of having the glue, because if this was wet Mod Podge, you wouldn't be able to position this. We can position this because there's nothing wet on here. So let's just try our luck here. Boom. I gotta flip it over. Oh, did y'all see what I did? I made a mistake. Ooh. Why y'all didn't tell me? I made a mistake. I put it on the wrong side. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. All right, we're getting ready to do this over. Oh, I can't believe I did that. All right, that's what happens when you're rushing. I'm not even rushing. I'm just excited to see what this is gonna look like. Oh my God. I'm just gonna cut around it. And I'm gonna start fresh with the other one. Man, oh man, I can't believe I did that. So where is it now? Can't find it. All right, so we're gonna do this one. Man, I can't believe I did that. Ugh. I didn't waste anything because I'm gonna use that, but man, I put it right on the, I needed this to be on the bottom like that. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna peel this off. We're gonna get this right this time. It happens. How many of you have had something like that happen to you? I know this is not the first time. Okay. All right, here we go. This is on, you want the wrong side up. There. And now, boom. I bet you guys was watching me do it and was like, no, you got it wrong. No. And because this is not live, oh, I can't believe I did that. All right, so it's okay. We fixed. That's why we have 4 sides, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna cut. I'm gonna file it like I did because I think it's easier and cleaner. Wow, I'm still tripping. I can't believe I did that. Oh my goodness. That's all right. I've done it so many times though when I was doing I think I was doing coasters probably about this time last year. I'll show you some coasters when I finish with this here. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's gonna be gorgeous. Okay, we gotta get the other side done. Now this has a little bit of hang over it, so let me see if I can cut that edge. Cut that edge. And then I'm gonna file it. Man, I can't believe I did that. Ah! I'm doing it off camera because it's messy. I don't want my space to be dusty. All right, so now we're gonna do one more. And I'm gonna flip it over so we can do it the right way this time. And then we're going to check on the other pieces. All right, slow down, JayCee. Slow down. All right, here we go. I'll do it again. Let's see, now I have kind of an image of what I might want to lay it on. Maybe we'll make the mirror. Oh, easy. If y'all don't know, this is some sticky stuff. All right, let me see if I can do it just like that. And boom. It really doesn't matter if it's not the exact. It's not gonna look the same. So we're gonna varnish this down to get some of those napkin bubbles out. You don't see the napkin bubbles as much. If you see what I'm talking about, you got the little bubbles of napkin, the bubbles or ripples. You don't see it as much on here with the tape. Whereas with the glue, sometimes you can see it. So let me go ahead and do this. Oh my goodness, I'm still tripping. It's all right, stop beating yourself up, Jack. It's still gonna be beautiful, even if I double layer it. that one's gonna be pretty. I'll show you in another video probably what that looks like. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. All right, so let me clean up the edge just a little, because I want to get the little sticky glue that can possibly be left behind. And look, the good thing is that I can touch it, right? It's not finished, but it's not wet, right? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna stain this one too, just to give it a little bit of a vintage look. I love the vintage look. This is beautiful. I might make something else besides a coaster, I don't know. So, look at the edge. Y'all see the edge? I'm doing a little bit of a vintage on here. Yes, this is nice. And all I'm doing is angling it, not flat onto here. I'm just kind of laying it almost at an angle. And that's what's giving it that little, almost like a shadow. Yes, yes, yes. And there we go. Nice vintage, shadowy look. That changed that look quite a bit. All right, so now let's check on these. So this one has a little bit ways to go. I put a lot of glue on here. I think I'm gonna give it another coat, but look at this one. This one is dry. I'm gonna put another coat on it, but I'll do it off camera because there's some cleaning I wanna do to it, okay? And it's got a tiny bit of a sheen. So I'm gonna do another coat on these off camera, and then I'll do the back, and then later, at the end, I'll put a clip of what they all look like, okay? So let's see what this looks like with some clear glue. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. Let me go ahead and do this. I hope you guys try this. If you have tried it already, please, I mean, the double-sided tape decoupage is what I'm talking about. If you've tried it, let me know. Okay, now this has quite a bit of glue. Do the edge. It just makes it such an easier, quicker process for me. That's my opinion. There we go. And I'm putting it on kind of thick because I want it to be waterproof in case I do use it as a coaster. There. Oh my gosh, there you go. So we're gonna let that dry. And I'll put a couple more coats on it, and then I'll come back and show you exactly what it turns out to be. Look at that. All right, give me a couple of, anyway, ooh, the magic of cameras. I'll be back in just a minute. A snap of a finger.